Check, check, check.
Since 2019, DW Excavating has been serving Roane and surrounding counties. We offer services including, but not limited to, repairing driveways, construction site preparation, drainage solutions, property brush clearing, farm road construction, culvert repair and installation, and utility line installation and repair. We provide free estimates. Check out our Facebook page or contact us at 304-532-2968 for more information. DW Excavating, taking pride in our work and in our community. DW Excavating is a proud supporter of all Roane County High School athletics. Go Raiders!
Nothing but problems. Nothing but problems. Is this you, John? Give me a check.
Check. Yes, that's me.
Nothing but problems. Had to restart the stream. Right. Actually had to shut my entire computer down before we even came back on, John. What a crazy beginning. What a weird and awesome Wednesday night for the Raider Review, Episode 9. I wish that I had continued to bring my fan cam and set the fan cam up, because this place is absolutely jam-packed full of people here tonight. Now, some of them are here for the show. Some of them are here just to have a good meal, and we're happy that you guys are all joining us. Thankful for the people who are here and enjoying Route 33 Steakhouse. John, I got to eat early. You, unfortunately, showed up when there just wasn't any time to eat because there's so many people in here.
Yeah, it's a busy time. I had football practice, some few haircuts to do today, and took the family home. So I got here just a little late, but that's all right. I'll save up. I'll build up my appetite for after the show.
Got a lot of stuff on tap here tonight. Of course, fall sports are winding down. The majority, I should say, of fall sports are winding down, starting to kind of think about winter sports. We do have trivia questions available. I do have a couple of different giveaways here for koozies, and it's going to be a golf-themed giveaway here tonight.
Ooh.
And there's a reason for the fact that we're going to do a golf-themed giveaway, and it's the young man to the right of you, to the left of our screen, for people who are watching out here, and this is young Watson Nichols. Watson, thank you for joining us, number one.
You're welcome.
He's really a lot less quiet when we're not on the video and audio.
He knows when to turn it off.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Thank goodness. I guarantee you Emily's at home saying please.
Well, I tell you what, speaking of knowing when to turn it on at the right time, the reason that we have Watson with us is this young man did something pretty incredible in the game of golf, in the sport of golf. All right? Watson, a sophomore at Roane County High School, and someone who picked up the game of golf when, number one.
When was the
About
first time
3
you
months ago.
Over
3
the
months
summer.
ago. Yep.
He's not very good at math. Over the summer was about 6 months ago.
Well, I didn't start like at the beginning of summer. It was
Probably
when
close
was
to
it?
August, or end of July.
it was about a month after the first wrestling golf scramble.
Okay.
Oh, my goodness. So, okay, he was closer than I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Watson, who is a wrestler by trade sometimes, decided to pick up the game of golf, right? And, John, you can attest to this more than most. Trying to pick up the game of golf from scratch means a lot of heartbreak and frustration and a lot of lost golf balls and not a lot of success in the first couple of years.
Yeah, so what makes it impressive with Watson is he picked it up, did very well, and he's a competitive guy. He's not only a wrestler but a bull rider as well.
That's right. I haven't gotten into that yet.
So he's just a competitive guy. I started golfing out of high school because you guys talked me into it, and I was still competitive. And when I lost golf balls and I spent the money that I spent on golf, I hated it, and I stopped playing until about 3 years ago. Now that I'm not as competitive It's not as tough on me because I know I'm terrible, but I'm just there to have a good time. But what Watson has done is pretty incredible.
And a good time is had by all. Watson, let's talk about this. Again, you picked up the sport of golf about a month before the season actually got going, and you decided that you were going to add playing golf in high school as something you wanted to do interscholastically. And not only did you learn the sport of golf, you had some success throughout the season. Let's talk about the success throughout the season. You also had some tough challenges throughout the season. Gauge your season as a new golfer leading into the regionals.
It went pretty good, which I only went to one practice before our first qualifier, and I shot a 60, which that's obviously not very good, but I still made it somehow, and it was a team scramble. We went there, and I could barely hit the ball because I just started like literally a week before that, and then I just kept playing, and we played a lot like during the summer. Me and my brother would go out there almost every day, and I just kept swinging and eventually was able to hit the ball every time.
Well, one thing is you're competitive, as John said. Number two is you have some athletic ability. So you have the understanding of hand-eye coordination. You have the ability to understand if you're swinging the ball, if you're swinging the club right or not right. So you're learning quickly. But did you ever expect that you would actually get to the point 4 months into golf in your career to where you would have the ability to qualify for a state tournament in a sport that's brand new to you?
I thought we were going to make it as a team, so I went to regionals, just planning to like play the best I could, and somehow qualified as an individual, which I was not expecting at all. I didn't even know the course was a thing actually before regionals, the state course.
So where was regionals held for you? Where did you qualify for the state tournament?
Mingo Bottom. Mingo
Okay.
Bottom Golf Club.
And that's one that's not too far away from us, John. It's one that's accessible to a lot of people here in Roane County. But again, you actually have to have played golf for a little longer than 4 months to have played a lot of times over there. So, Watson, you've developed, obviously, an ability to play golf. Have you developed a love for the sport of golf yet? Or is it still just nothing but frustration for you, which is why it keeps you going?
Some days I like it, and some days I just want to throw my bag in the water. Yeah.
It's okay, so every other human being out there watching who is a you could be a first-time golfer, a noob. You could be somebody who's played for 10 years, somebody who's played for 40 years. It doesn't matter. They resonate with that sound.
Yeah,
I
believe Garland might attest to that
my
as well.
father, who's played for 50-some years, would definitely agree with you, Watson. It is the most frustrating sport.
I
of
love
all
what
time.
Nate has to say there.
Yeah, he said
Nate.
Pinna can stripe a nitro with the best of them.
Listen, last Saturday when we played, that's
Yeah.
all I hit was nitros, baby, and there's a lot of them in the creek.
Listen, he hit
All it takes
nitros.
is a nitro.
That's right.
Only one of them.
Listen, he hit nitros because that's what I gave away for the scramble earlier in the year. So, Watson, obviously, something that's really neat, and it doesn't happen a lot. Now, it's happened as a team, as you mentioned, for Roane County for many years now. It was like almost 8 or 9 years in a row. We won 4 state titles in a row. The qualifying as an individual has only happened a handful of times in the history of Roane County. And so it's something that's very – let me ask you this. Do you understand what you did? Do you understand how difficult it is to do what you did?
Not really, because I kind of just picked it up really quick.
It just worked out.
Yeah.
It is very difficult to qualify for a state tournament as an individual. And so, obviously, that's something that you have now added to your repertoire. Let's talk about what's coming up for you, though. You're more than just a golfer, obviously. We're here to talk a little bit about that. But as John Pinna said, you are a bull rider. What in the world?
Yeah, I started riding bulls when I was 12, and I mostly just ride broncs now, actually. But
what's the difference between a bronc and a bull?
a bull is a bull, it's a cow.
Yeah.
And a bronc is a horse.
Oh, see, I didn't know the difference between the two. People are going to call me out for being a complete moron at this point. So you ride horses that are not wanting you on their backs.
Yeah, they
They're
don't want you on
mad.
there. They're crazier than bulls are, actually. It's hard to believe, but they're not as mean, but they're way wilder.
When did you start doing this? When did that come into your?
Well, I started riding bulls when I was 12, like I said, and when I was about 14, I have a friend, Ethan Holiday.
Yeah.
He played football for Greenbrier West, which he rode bulls too. And he said, "Hey, let's go down to Roseland, Virginia. They have a bronc riding down there." And I said, "Heck, I'll do it. Why not?" And we went down there, and we both got on broncs, and now we both actually only ride broncs now, so it's way funner. Way easier to win a lot of money,
I'm
too.
gonna ask his parents, Josh and Emily, how they feel about like his constant just need to punish his body.
Yeah.
Now, golf is not one of those sports that will
Right.
really punish your
They,
body
they probably feel a little bit better about the golf.
until you're our age. Then, you know,
Yeah.
just swinging hurts, you know. So you ride broncs. You did ride bulls. You ride broncs specifically nowadays, but you're getting ready for a new season. And I would say what I came to know you as a young wrestler. Obviously, wrestling has been a part of your life for a bit. Let's talk about the sport of wrestling for you.
I've been wrestling since I was really little, actually, since I was like 3 years old.
Yeah, we
And,
pulled up a picture last night.
Yeah, yeah. But I wrecked a dirt bike when I was like 6, and I had to get 2 surgeries on my legs. So I took a couple years off, and then I started back in 7th grade, I think it was. And
Dirt bike riding, bull riding, bronc riding. Continue. Sorry, I'm just adding this up.
Yeah, I started back in 7th grade. I won the CWVAC tournament my 8th grade year. That's the only thing I won then. And then me and my brother went to St. Albans to train with Josh Humphreys all last year, and that's when we really started getting serious about wrestling.
So you talk about your brother, your older brother Wyatt. You guys are both wrestlers. You guys are both members of the golf team. Did that come just organically between the both of you? Decided you were just going to play some golf in the fall?
Yeah, actually, I bought a set of golf clubs just to go whack some balls around at the course, and Wyatt started coming out there with me, and I said, "Dude, buy some clubs off eBay. Let's join the golf team." So he did, and we started playing golf, and that's pretty much how it happened.
So I got to ask this then: you two are brothers. He's the older brother. You're the younger brother. There's got to be some competitive nature with the two of you. Was he happy that you qualified for the states, or was he mad that he didn't?
Well, actually, we only took 4 to regionals, and he was the 5th seed on the team.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So it wasn't as mad because he wasn't actually in the regional tournament playing against
Had
me.
he
but-
been in there, you'd have been.
Oh, he definitely would have been really mad.
So what do you have coming up here? Obviously, you're just a sophomore and you're just new to the game of golf. What are the plans and the hopes for you in the next couple of years with golf? And what is the plan and the hope for you this year in football? Or it's football, in wrestling?
Wrestling, I have pretty high hopes. We've been going to a lot of camps and stuff, practicing a lot. But in golf, I just hope to knock a couple swings off my score each year and just play better than I did last year.
You play better than qualifying for the state tournament.
Yeah.
You know, high hopes.
Yeah, I
Well,
mean,
just be careful when you're on the horses, the broncs, as you call them. Just be careful.
Yeah.
That's such a dichotomy in talk. You're like, yeah, be careful while you're getting bucked off of a horse.
Yeah. Take safety precautions there. Don't be jumping off any bridge days or skydiving.
Just make your body limp, all right?
Yeah.
Don't tense up when you're falling off of things. Yeah.
actually, I haven't got bucked. I didn't get bucked off all summer off of a bronc, actually. So
Well, he's obviously got core strength. Let's just say that.
He does.
And a little wild side to him, for sure. Watson Nichols, thank you for joining us, buddy. Congratulations, obviously, on picking up the game of golf and being our first individual qualifier in a few years. And the sky's the limit for you with golf. We enjoy hanging out with you on the golf course. We're excited to get a chance to play with you during the off season. And we wish you, obviously, the best of luck when it comes to wrestling this winter. We know that you have a lot of individual goals, and we'll be right there with you, buddy.
all right.
That is Watson Nichols, a qualifier after just 3.5, 4 months
crazy.
of golf. I know. It's insanity to me because I've been playing for 40 years, And I know how hard this sport is, as does John.
Yep.
And this young man just said, whatever, 4 months in, I'm going to qualify for the state tournament. We'll be back here in just a second. DW Excavating, our exclusive sponsor for the show. Toby Ford, our athletic director, on the backside.
Since 2019, DW Excavating has been serving Roane and surrounding counties. We offer services including, but not limited to, repairing driveways, construction site preparation, drainage solutions, property brush clearing, farm road construction, culvert repair and installation, and utility line installation and repair. We provide free estimates. Check out our Facebook page or contact us at 304-532-2968 for more information. DW Excavating, taking pride in our work and in our community. DW Excavating is a proud supporter of all Roane County High School athletics. Go Raiders!
Hello, Raider fans. This is Andrew Miller, voice of your Roane County Raiders, inviting you to join us for another exciting week of Raider football on WVRC 104.7 FM. After a dominating 42-0 win over Scott last week, the Raiders are back home again this week as they will host the Nicholas County Grizzlies. Roane County High School Raider football is brought to you by these community-minded sponsors: Roane General Hospital, McIntosh Hardware, Furniture and Appliance, Jack Garrett Ford, Ashley Insurance, Joel Baker Law, PLLC, Route 33 Steakhouse, Miller's Suds and Sales, Roane Self Storage, Circle S Farms, Backwood Ramblings, Stats Pharmacy, Honest Fred's Flooring, D&D Motors, Hildreth Supply, Family Healthcare, Groves Auto, or Depew Realty, Penna's Barbershop, Norman L. Daniels State Farm Agent, Hardman Supply, ECI Environmental Compliance Inc., Carpenter's General Store, Mini Hamilton Health Systems, Poca Valley Bank, Rich Top Rentals, Spencer Cash Saver, Brandon Dental, DW Excavating LLC, People's Bank, Shamblin Brothers Farm Supply, Stump Funeral Home, The Hungry Moose Restaurant, Paramount Surveying, APS Air Production Services, Spencer Pizza Hut, Gomard and Spencer, Little Canal Bus, Gino's Pizza and Spaghetti House, Tudor's Biscuit World, Hardin Insurance Agency, Harris Oil Company, Kirby Insurance, Calhoun Banks, and the Player of the Game Award sponsored by Willard C. Starcher Auto Parts. Join us this Friday night. Pre-game coverage begins at 7:05 p.m. and kickoff is set for 7:30 p.m. right here on your sports leader, WVRC 104.7 FM.
Somebody get a hold of Toby Ford. He is catatonic. I'm worried about Toby. I feel like he might be seriously catatonic. Do appreciate Coach Gray, Caleb Starcher. Yes, Toby is frozen in time. I'll tell you one thing that Toby would come out of freeze frame for is the fact that Watson Nichols picked up golf 4 months ago and is really good at it, enough to be a state qualifier. Toby, you know how hard golf is.
Unfortunately, I do.
It's a brutal sport. It's a brutal sport. And he's like, yeah, picked it up 4 months ago, said why not? Just qualified for the state tournament.
Yeah.
Just amazing.
This game is easy.
This game is so the opposite of easy, yet he made it seem as such. Toby Ford, athletic director extraordinaire from Roane County High School and Spencer Middle School, is with us. You've become so just so you know now, Toby, you have to be here every single show. If you don't show up, I get a little bit nervous, and I don't like it.
Well, that's usually because of something going on, though.
There's
I
always
don't just
something going on.
I only missed one time because I was sleepy.
That's right.
He was a little bit tired that week.
You there, Toby?
There's so much going on, and there's so many things getting ready to go on. Let's get right into it. Break down what has happened with the last week at Roane County High School. Obviously, soccer has concluded. I'll let you talk about that real quick. And then I will feed into volleyball, the final home regular season game or match last night. We'll talk about that a little bit, and then you can explain the situation with regionals. And then winter sports is coming as well. So I'll let you break it down for us if you don't mind.
Okay, I'll do my best. As you said, we're getting into end of season tournament play for most of our fall sports now.
Yeah.
Soccer did finish their season. They lost in the regional play. They lost to Poca on Monday, 8-0. So their season is now finished. Nothing else you can say about that. They just got outmatched and got beaten, so their season's done. So.
Well, those things where you were telling me, like just before the first half concluded, it was only a 0-0 match going on, and then a couple late goals the first half, and then things kind of got away at the end.
They kind of outmatched us towards the end.
Yeah.
When you only have 16, 15 kids and 11 play at a time, I mean, it's going to happen because they're playing the whole time.
And I'm pretty sure I was going to say you run the entirety of that.
Yes. So, but they did good. They improved throughout the year. I thought, from what I watched them, I don't know a whole lot about soccer, but the scores did get better, I think, as the year went down through the year. But they finished. But hats off to those kids for participating in soccer and having a team.
Absolutely. When we think of fall sports, obviously we just talked with Watson Nichols. Golf is concluded officially last week with the state tournament. Good to have, again, Roane County representation. It seems like every year Coach Bubba Kendall either takes a team or at least an individual up there.
Yeah, like you said, year after year. And like you said, as we watched throughout the shows, their scores progressively got better throughout the year, and it seems to be the same every year. And they just missed the tournament by 3 strokes as a team in the region.
Crazy.
So, but yes, they get better, and we did take one. So Bubba continues to show up to state tournament, and he does a great job with that team. And congratulations to those guys.
Absolutely, each and every year we enjoy that. The fact that they just get better. Speaking of getting better, let's go into Lady Raider volleyball action. Had their final home match, their final match of the regular season, and it was at home against Scott, a team that they had lost to no more than about a month ago on the 15th of September. They went down to Scott, got defeated in 2 straight sets in a tie there in the best of 3. They played at a different level last night. I hadn't seen them for a couple of weeks because I've been just chaotic. But head coach Sarah Harlan said that they have been really getting a lot better over the last couple of weeks. They finally found like the confidence that they needed to play offensively minded, and they blitzed Scott last night. The first set was really fun to watch. It was back and forth, 2 teams making runs back and forth. Roane County hit a run towards the end to lead 24-21. Scott came back to tie it at 24 apiece. Lady Raiders got the final 2 points of that first set, and then it was all Roane County, 25-10, 25-7 in the next 2 sets. Toby, they absolutely looked confident, more than I've seen all season long. It was Joplin Harlan who has really laid into that assist role, the setter, if we want to call her, the one who just feeds the girls who are swinging. And she had 27 assists. 22 of the 27 were between Lexi Mitchell and Ella Keene. And then you got, of course, Ava Martin coming in there with 6 of them, Amelia Polk with 4. It was just unbelievable to watch the offense of those girls. And then when you step back, you're like, okay, defensively as well, both Lexi and Ella were at the net with blocks, deflections, all that stuff. And the serves were good. It was just Roane County was playing at a level that I had not seen all year.
And you talk to Coach Harlan, and she says, you look at the scores of those scores too, and I'll reflect back to the Polka match when they went to Polka and it took them, I think, to 5 games.
Yes, they did.
Set. So, and early in the year they just actually got smoked by them. So, I asked her, she said, hey, we found a rotation. We're getting better. The girls are getting more confident, and that really showed last night. I'm like, how did you lose to this Scott team earlier in the year? And she
Even
said,
close.
And
yeah.
she was like, well, like I said, we found what we wanted to do. We're getting better and improving on it, and it's definitely showing.
Listen, if you're able to take Polka to 5 sets, Polka's a top 5 team in Class AA. They are the real deal. In fact, they are. Let's talk about that. We've got the regionals coming up here, and Polka is the #1 seed in the regional. Charleston Catholic, who was ranked ahead of them most of the season, is the 2nd seed. So, yeah, you're talking about really quality opponents here in the regionals.
Right. So it's a 9-team region. The brackets just the coaches vote. The coaches in the region vote to place those teams, and this case came out this evening at about 4:30. Just got the email, and we are number 5, and Polka's 1, and Charleston Catholic is 2. So But anyway, we have to go to play Wayne
Yeah.
on the 28th.
And that is all the way at Wayne. And so I have some podcasting to do that day, so I've got to figure out how we're going to make that work, or if we're going to make that work. We'll see. But we do wish the best of luck to the Lady Raiders, who have obviously, as talking to Coach Harlan and just seeing it with my own eyes, are peaking completely at the right time. They have found what is working for them. And here's something to think about. Now, yes, you are going to lose Lexi Mitchell at the end of this year, but everybody else is back.
Right, everybody else is back. And it's fun to watch them. Like you said, they're improving. It seemed like in the past, sometimes they were a little afraid to swing and hit hard.
Yeah.
And now they're just like contagious. And they're not afraid to try it. And what do you know, they're actually making them land and getting all kinds of kills on the points and
Listen,
stuff like that. So.
I remember seeing Joplin Harlan's older sister Piper last year just swing with reckless abandon, and it scared me. And Mahaley Nicholson could do that as well. The way I'm seeing those two, the way I saw them last year, I am seeing Ella Keene and Ava Martin right now swing for the fences, I guess you would call it in volleyball. And they have got some serious fire behind those swings. And, of course, then you bring in Lexi Mitchell, who's so cerebral. She can swing hard at it, but she also really looks to place those hits. And it was fun to watch. I was certainly not expecting such a dominant win last night, and that gave me confidence in this team that maybe they can make some waves when it comes to the regional next week. Again, as you said, the thing gets started next Tuesday. There are multiple locations. There's Polka, and then there is Charleston Catholic. Is that correct?
Yeah, the higher seed's going to host, and so 8 and 9, which was Sissonville and Clay, have to go to Charleston Catholic. To Polka to play. The winner of that one will play Polka. Like I said, there's not all one place. We're going all the way to Wayne just for the best of 5 match. That's all it's going to be there is us and Wayne. So it's going to be spread out, but different locations. Charleston Catholic is number 2. They're going to host their own on the 30th. And then I can't remember who the other teams are. But at any rate, they're spread everywhere.
Yeah. It'll come together. Of course, they've got Thursday is the next day of the tournament as Advance and Survive goes on. And then, of course, once it gets down to the final 2, then you're talking about qualifying for the states.
Correct. It's 2 sides of the bracket, and each winner of that side of the bracket advances to the states. There's no real true regional champions. It's co-regional champions, and they both go to the state tournament.
So we move down to the middle school level, as you are also the AD for. There's still a little bit of volleyball left for Spencer Middle School, obviously. Has the CWVAC taken place yet, or is that something still to go?
So we got to play Webster tomorrow at home, and that's a league match. And then the final rankings will come out, and they actually play their tournament on Saturday at Ravenswood.
Oh, okay. So coming up very, very quickly for you.
Yep.
And then speaking of fall sports for middle school action, we know what's coming up for Spencer Middle School's football team. You and John can both kind of speak to that. Obviously, there are 2 possible rounds. Explain now that you know more about it, Toby. We are playing a game tomorrow night.
We are playing a game tomorrow night, and we are the top seed coming into it. I'm not going to steal John's thunder and talk about it, but I'll tell him the format anyway. We're 1. We're going to play 4, which is Summersville, and we get to host it because we're the higher team. And then we voted at our meeting last Friday, all championships for football used to be played at Summersville. But the reason why they did that was because at the time, Summersville had a turf field.
Yes.
And not very many other teams did, or probably no one in the CWVSC at the time did. But now a lot of teams have a turf field. And so they went ahead and changed that and said, let's play the top seed, at the higher seed, whoever's left for the championship. So if Spencer is good enough to win tomorrow night, then they would get to host the championship on the 30th.
How about that, John?
It'd be amazing.
Let's talk about the matchup.
Well, so I'll talk about the whole championship thing. At the beginning of the season, you set a goal for yourself. You want to win every game that you can. But on our schedule that we were given, it said championship game at Spencer. So we were all pretty much under the assumption that we were going to be playing there. In the back of my head, I was thinking, I know how the CWVAC works. we always host wrestling. We always host the track, the championship. I think Braxton County always hosts basketball. And I've always known, because we've broadcasted the games, that it's played in Summersville. So I thought, well, maybe they just changed it. Well, a couple weeks ago we started talking about it, and I was like, okay, maybe it's not changed. And then Toby and Joe Mike had to go to the meeting, and Toby sent me the message, and we were pretty excited that we get a chance to play at home in the first round. But if we take care of ourselves, then we get a chance to play for a championship at home.
So we are actually going to cover that. So in case you didn't know, we are going to do a special live broadcast tomorrow evening. 6:30 is the kickoff for the opening round of the CWVAC Conference Football Championships, and that will be Spencer Middle School and Summersville Middle School. 6:30 p.m. we'll be on the air with pregame coverage just about 10 minutes before that.
So on the other side is George Washington Middle School and South Harrison. Now we've played all three of these teams. Summersville was game one of the season. They beat Braxton County in overtime last week to get into the game. I hear it was a really good game. So we're excited to get a chance to play Summersville and play them at home. So then George Washington is the team that we played last week, and it was quite the trip there. But we were able to come out with the win, 16-6. Things that we definitely have to work on. But on Monday, or actually on Friday when we watched game film, we watched the film from GW, and I told the kids prior to, I said, look, we're done with the regular season. We're 6-0 in the conference. We set out to accomplish our goal. This is the playoffs. This is a totally different season. We have to bring some more intensity to practice. We have to really focus in, tune in on everything that we're trying to do. And, man, they have stepped up this week. It's been a great week of football. To the tune that Coach Burdett came over today, and he was kind of looking around, and I think he's fired up with
always scouting.
Fired up with the guys that are out there. But no, excited for the chance, excited for WVRC to cover it again, and grateful and thankful. And one of the things I'm so grateful and thankful for is the support that the school has given us. If you're in Spencer Middle School, you're going to walk past the band room, I believe. The teachers have decorated the whole wall with pictures from everybody, footballs. They've made graphics and sent them out this week. So cool. We appreciate that. It's just been a great season so far, and we don't feel like we're ready to be done. So hopefully we go take care of some business tomorrow.
6:30 p.m. tomorrow at County Stadium if you guys are looking for something to do on a Thursday. Toby Ford, before I let you go, give us the update on regional cross country. It's coming up this Saturday over in Work County.
It's coming up, I believe the girls race at 9 and the boys race at 9:30 for AA, because there's a single A race there too. Also that day. But AA is first, and I believe it's 9 and 9:30 at Wirt County at Fleek Field.
Fleek Field over there just across from the Piggly Wiggly, if you will. And, again, that's where the baseball and softball fields are over there. So interesting to note, I was looking to see what the actual race course would be, and they said it's over at Fleek Field. That's all they said.
Yeah, that's what I was surprised. But
not sure how they're going to do that.
So we're looking forward to that. Of course, we don't have enough kids to be a team for a team race, but we want to qualify some individuals, hopefully.
Talking with Josie Cox, of course, last week, she said that she and Addie Taylor on the girls' side were both ranked in the top 10 in the region to where they could qualify for the state meet. Of course, Brandon Charles is the lone male runner for Roane County. But, again, an opportunity for all the runners to qualify for the state meet coming up next weekend. So looking forward to that, and we wish them the best of luck. The goal for us was to maybe try to cover that. Turns out that I cannot cover it because I've only got so many employees, and I got to cover for one of them on Saturday. So otherwise, we were planning on covering that. I do apologize we can't get that in. We're trying to get as much as we can, as everybody knows. Toby, thank you so much, buddy. We're going to let you go. We're going to let you actually get something to eat. Coach Burdett is patiently waiting over there. He's finally finished the Coach B special. And when we come back, we're going to do a giveaway. It's going to be golf-related, just so you know.
All right.
Watson Nichols.
What?
Oh.
You can't get it already, Toby. Got to thank DW Excavating, our sponsor for the Raider Review.
Since 2019, DW Excavating has been serving Roane and surrounding counties. We offer services including, but not limited to, repairing driveways, construction site preparation, drainage solutions, property brush clearing, farm road construction, culvert repair and installation, and utility line installation and repair. We provide free estimates. Check out our Facebook page or contact us at 304-532-2968 for more information. DW Excavating, taking pride in our work and in our community. DW Excavating is a proud supporter of all Roane County High School athletics. Go Raiders!
Hello, Raider fans. This is Andrew Miller, voice of your Roane County Raiders, inviting you to join us for another exciting week of Raider football on WVRC 104.7 FM. After a dominating 42-0 win over Scott last week, the Raiders are back home again this week as they will host the Nicholas County Grizzlies. Roane County High School Raider football is brought to you by these community-minded sponsors:
Roane General Hospital, McIntosh Hardware, Furniture and Appliance, Jack Garrett Ford, Ashley Insurance, Joel Baker Law, PLLC, Route 33 Steakhouse, Miller's Suds and Sales, Roane Self Storage, Circle S Farms, Backwood Ramblings, Stats Pharmacy, Honest Fred's Flooring, D&D Motors, Hildreth Supply, Family Healthcare, Groves Auto, or Depew Realty, Penna's Barbershop, Norman L. Daniels State Farm Agent, Hardman Supply, ECI Environmental Compliance Inc., Carpenter's General Store, Mini Hamilton Health Systems, Poca Valley Bank, Rich Top Rentals, Spencer Cash Saver, Brandon Dental, DW Excavating LLC, People's Bank, Shamblin Brothers Farm Supply, Stump Funeral Home, The Hungry Moose Restaurant, Paramount Surveying, APS Air Production Services, Spencer Pizza Hut, Gomard and Spencer, Little Canal Bus, Gino's Pizza and Spaghetti House, Tudor's Biscuit World, Hardin Insurance Agency, Harris Oil Company, Kirby Insurance, Calhoun Banks, and the Player of the Game Award sponsored by Willard C. Starcher Auto Parts. Join us this Friday night. Pre-game coverage begins at 7:05 p.m. and kickoff is set for 7:30 p.m. right here on your sports leader, WVRC 104.7 FM.
A lot of advertisers, by the way.
Seems like a good problem to
I
have.
think I was counting up 42 advertisers.
I thought it was 43.
It's close. You could add to that. Giveaway time. All right, I said this is going to be a golf giveaway. Anybody out there who can answer this giveaway question before Coach Burdett is on the air, you will win a koozie of your choice. We do know that Watson Nichols, who is with us here, was the most recent qualifier for Roane County as a state tournament qualifier individually.
Okay.
The question is, who was the second ever Roane County High School individual to qualify for the state golf tournament? Now, I was the first. I'll give you that one away. The initials were BC. There it is, Brandon Klein. I don't even think I needed to give that away. I think that Josh Downey would have had that one already. All right, Josh, what do you want? Maroon, silver? Josh wants the maroon one. Oh, sorry. It's going to be a little bit dirty now, Josh. I do apologize. So the second ever individual qualifier, Brandon Klein, just a couple years after myself, yours truly, John.
I was trying to think of who was around our age.
I'll tell you what, I'll bet
Golfers.
he finished way better than I did in the actual state tournament. I know that much. We do thank, of course, DW Excavating, our exclusive sponsor. Thanks to Route 33 Steakhouse. Man, they have been swamped tonight, John. They have been packed.
Once again, a good problem to have.
Coach Burdett, I was excited that once the first rush came through, I was going to be able to order your Coach B special. And then more people just kept showing up, and finally it was like 6:55, and I was like, I'm just now ordering it. I was wondering if you're going to get your meal before you came on with us.
Yeah, my food was late. I was very happy this evening.
He's off his game. He's off his game.
No, it was fine. I was here about 5 minutes. They showed up. It's good.
Okay, good. I'm glad it did. It was
It didn't take me very long to eat.
Glad you got
Yeah.
to eat.
Fascinating.
I
You didn't
No.
eat? Sorry
He
about
doesn't
that,
eat.
John.
He inhales his
I do.
meal. Yeah.
Yeah, Penna got here at the bulk of the rush.
The rush hour.
And so he just had no chance of ordering
Packed.
food.
I was worried if I was going to have a place. I mean, I obviously parked where we always park, but not where I always park because it was packed all the way along the side.
Yeah.
That's the joys of getting here as early as I do. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get my spot. Now, last week there were 3 people parked there, and I parked in between 2 of them just on purpose. So, it happens. Coach Paul Burdett, let's touch on last week, obviously. We came into this talking Wednesday night about how big they were, about how they had some stud running backs, and how obviously their schedule was so unbelievably difficult that definitely don't underestimate them. And I still, after watching the game, I come away thinking they are still a decent team. But in the pregame, when we were talking, John and I mentioned you've got to get on a team like this fast. If you can get on this team quickly and get them down 3 scores or something like that, that old feeling of, okay, these guys are down, they haven't won very many games, and you've just kind of demoralized them early. I just certainly did not expect your defense, first off, to play with the intensity, the speed, and for the first time this year, they were reacting. They weren't thinking. They were just intuitive, and you've been talking about that. You've been talking about these kids learning their positions and getting to the point where they didn't have to think about it, to where they can just react and read.
Yeah, and then I told him, and I felt like she was in the huddle with me when I was talking after the game. I attribute all that to practice. Our practices have been really good. The guys, when we go, whether it's individual or we go to team, they're tuned into what we're saying, what we're doing, and they've been practicing really, really well. And especially at the linebacker position, seeing and reacting to what you see is a big deal. And all of our linebackers were fresh when we started the season, hadn't really played in that position, had played maybe in that position, but not on a Friday night with the speed of a Friday night.
Big difference.
And, it week after week after week, we've seen it get better and better and better. And, they're flying in their practice, they're getting the right reads in practice, and they're always right there to turn around and say, hey, is that right? Where do I need to go? Is this, what I need to be doing? So, I'm just super proud of the way they way they performed last Friday night. We told them all week that Scott was going to be physical, and we were going to have to match that physicality, and I think we overmatched.
Yeah, I think you exceeded that for sure.
The defensive line was amazing.
And a lot of that too, guys, goes back to scheme for us on both sides of the ball. Teams don't face teams that play schemes like we do on either side. For instance, I mean, Richard had a whale of a game Friday night and punished the center, but then it got to a point to where the center wasn't even blocking him.
Yeah.
He was trying to block back when the guard was pulling. Nobody's blocking the nose guard. Not very many people will play a 5-man front, pack the box like we do, and then when you flip it around, what do you face most today? When you're facing offense, you're facing spread.
Yeah.
And then you turn around and you have to learn how to play inside the box, and you got to be able to take care of the power, and so and then you've got to have your kids so focused all week long and tell them take care of jet, take care of jet, take care of jet, and then take it over the top. They're running downhill at the jet, Yeah. So, Scott, I'm like you, Drew. I still think Scott's a good football team. They had some things going on. Their quarterback quit on before the Logan game.
Yeah.
And so that changed some things up a little bit. But 17 had played quarterback throughout the season. It wasn't like it was his first time in the game.
Yeah.
And we knew that they were going to play no matter what. I mean, they had played Logan the week before. Logan got up on them 14-0 within the first 20 seconds of the game.
Yeah.
And it was 14-0 late in the third quarter before Logan scored again. So it wasn't like they just stopped. But we were able to have a really good game Friday night and put ourselves in position to get a running clock, which, it's happened a couple times this year. So.
Maybe think about that because I asked you, I asked you at the pregame interview. I was like, "How important is that third wheel of football in special teams?" I said because last week they got one put on them there, Scott, with Logan making that big play on special teams, and they start off with an onside kick,
That's
perfectly placed.
That's
by the
called
way.
a jinx. Oh, it was perfect. I mean,
It's unbelievable.
It hits and Gabe Devers over there, and he's thinking, well, here it comes, and actually it went about 10 feet above his head and landed about 10 feet behind him in a perfect position where our guys just couldn't get to it.
Yeah.
And it was really good. And then we jump off sides, and we're on the sideline going, this is not the start we were after at all. But then you hold them first and 5.
Yeah, things got good after that.
Yeah.
So big plays were the name of the game there on all sides of the ball. We start with that defensive stand to begin with, and then following that, the second set that they were on 4th down and 1, and they decided to go for the fake. It seemed to John and I, your guys loaded up the box and were coming at the right time. Was that something you guys saw, or did they just react to?
It's reaction by them. I mean, and that's the difference I'm talking about. Like earlier in the year, a team did that on us, and our linebackers were still at depth.
Yeah.
And now it's a good thing they didn't go hard count because they got the first down because we were moving.
Yeah, it was going. Yeah.
So, but no, just them reacting and understanding the game.
So defense was wonderful, obviously. You go to the offensive side, and I mentioned this on the air multiple times. I was like, what happened to that methodical offense that Roane County used to have, Coach? It turned into 70-yard carry, 35-yard run, 74-yard pass play, 64-yard carry for a touchdown. You guys went explosive on Friday night.
We went back and forth this year.
Yeah, a little bit.
The first game was big explosive plays, and Clay County was kind of a mixture of both. We had 2 big touchdown passes against Clay, and but then you go back to Braxton, and it was slowed down, and it was do it like this and like this. Now at Braxton, we were also new personnel because Brody was out.
Right.
Yeah.
But you get in a rhythm, and I don't know, man. Like big plays have been a big thing this year for some reason.
Sometimes you got to have that.
Oh, I like it. I mean, you got to turn around and play defense again.
Yeah. So after the slow start, obviously 2 for 2 on 2 plays in the first 2 series, that's about as efficient as you can get. Let's talk about some of the individual performances, obviously, from your guys. The sophomore Javon Letourneau, my goodness, he's announcing his presence with authority to Class AA. First play from scrimmage, 70 yards. And then, of course, Jacob and him connect later on for that deep pass. And it's just one of those things that and, again, you got so many weapons, but it's nice when you got so many weapons because even though he is kind of your big play guy, don't key on just him.
Yeah.
Because if you do, somebody else is going to burn you big.
Starch can go for 65.
Starch can go for 64
from a dive.
Yeah, it was funny because I told Cody. I don't know. It was sometime during the next series on defense. I walked by Cody and gave him an elbow. I said, "Hey, we finally got a Denver to hit." So it's weird how things develop, right? I mean, we started out at the beginning of the year, and our backfield is now totally different than what it was then, and we lost Brody, and that was a big deal, big blow on both sides of the ball. But I really feel like we've been able to adjust and kind of get ourselves back into a mode without Brody. And Javon was a switch in and out guy at the beginning of the year. Knew he had big play potential. I mean, we knew that coming into his freshman year, what he was going to be capable of. But, man, when Brody goes out and Javon comes in, he's in the game every snap. I mean, he's got a chance to house it every time he touches the ball. And he's been explosive all year long. But he's also proven that he can get the tough yards as well. I mean, he gets in there and runs behind them 2 big fullbacks. And, and then Starch and Evan is a guy who, Coop, Brody goes down, Coop goes in, Coop goes down, Evan goes in. And Evan's a kid that I may have said it already, but throughout the whole summer, multiple times I told the coaches, I said, Evan Greathouse is going to be a football player. I said, you just see him coming into himself. You can see that he understands both sides of the ball and what we want to do. And he's been the big carry guy on JV last year, and then at the beginning of this year he was. And then, so he comes in, does a great job. I mean, he scored 2 touchdowns in the last 2 weeks, and I like the way he runs. He gets his shoulders down. He runs powerful, but he's also got those big, long legs and strides, kind of like – it reminds me of Lane when he gets in the open field and strides just start taking over, So and then, we still slide Brabham in, get him the ball some. And
You got a couple good carries there.
Yep. So and then you throw Jacob in. I mean, there's still stuff that we haven't even shown that we work on daily. Leo, we spread the ball around a lot. But there's stuff that we work on daily that has not even been put on film yet, and that's a good part. So very proud of what we did last Friday night, and just another big confidence booster for us. We got a tough one this Friday night for sure.
This is one of the games on my end of it, looking on the schedule this year.
There was one that you had.
I actually went back and looked, and this is probably June. Matt White and I had went back and looked at their roster, and we're like, these guys bring back everybody. They were so sophomore, junior heavy. They were a playoff team last year. So this is one of the ones that I thought, okay, down the road here, it's going to be a tough one. Once again, their schedule, very tough, but and they've got a horse of a running back too.
Oh, you ain't said nothing.
So when you prepared for that last week with Scott, you had a couple big backs, and you're right back to that.
Yeah, losses to Chapmanville, who still is undefeated in Class AAA. Midland Trail by 1 point.
And one lost team.
Bluefield, who is in the top 8. And then Greenbrier East in Class AAA, who's in the top 10 as well.
Who got beat in a fairly tight game the week before they played Nicholas against Princeton.
Yes.
Yeah, they're the real deal, obviously, and you guys know that coming into this week. You've had some time to break it down, and obviously we got to talk about the Nash kid, Devin Nash, the running back who ran for how many yards against Lincoln?
500 plus.
Okay, 500. I have to take one of those.
There would have been 5,000.
A lot of yards.
Yeah. Is he number 11 or 17 this week?
I believe he's now 17.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they must have retired that number.
I think maybe they ripped a jersey off of him against maybe it was I don't know who it was. It may have been Chapmanville.
We ripped the jersey off of Independence big boy.
Yeah.
Gibson.
Goodson.
Atticus Gibson.
We did.
Yeah. So, and again, they're more than just Nash, but obviously that is, if you're looking at anything that has given you guys defensively some issues or qualms, it's really talented running backs. Of course, Kerr was the number one that I go back to with Williamstown, but Nash is much bigger than Kerr was, not as fast as Kerr was, but you look last week, 2 guys that are 220 and 210 that you went up against. He is about 210, and he is a little faster than both those guys. So obviously in the run game, he is going to be a focal point for your defense. Got to get him low, get him wrapped, obviously, keep him from getting ahead of steam going. The quarterback, obviously, in some RPO action or some read option stuff is capable of running the ball. And then they've shown the want to throw the ball a bit. You guys have really done a good job this year. It's one of those things we thought you guys would do well with, but even with guys going down, you've still done a good job of handling the pass game for most teams. What do you see with Nicholas County coming in here?
Well, I mean, you said it first and foremost. The Nash kid's he's a talent in the backfield. He's so big and strong, and his will probably makes him better than most backs we faced. He is determined not to go down, and you can watch every game they've played and you can see it. I mean, if you come in and you just try to tackle him by laying a hit on him, it's not going to work.
It's not going to happen.
It's not going to work. You're going to have to get low. You're going to have to wrap up, and you're going to have to hope your buddies are pretty close because he's a talented kid with the ball in his hands. I mean, anybody that can rush for 500 yards in a football game, that's a lot. I mean, that's a lot. The most we've ever had is 434, and that was a lot, But they're good up front. They've got a good offensive line, and they've got good counters to Nash. I mean, they've got some guys that play wing back with really good speed, and they'll counter with them. Quarterback throws a good ball. They got good receivers. So it's not like they're a one-dimensional team and it's just everything goes through Nash. But he's got to be the focal point of a lot of guys. But at the same time, there's several other guys on the defense that's got to focus on their men as well.
We saw in some film that Nicholas County, of course, depending on the scheme that they're facing, has lined up in like a 4-2 before, and they've looked for, some spread offs and stuff, but they're going to load the box against you guys. It's just going to happen. That's what happens against Roane County. People are going to say they're going to run the ball 99% of the time, and so we're going to try to stop the run, and we're going to deal with it. What do you expect to see them load the box such as other teams have in attempt to stop your multifaceted run, or will they respect the pass after, again, seeing a couple of deep shots?
Drew, I don't expect anybody not to load the box. I mean, it's just we've done it for so long now. If we play against somebody that has a safety, it's kind of an oddity, really. But it's also those teams that eventually will get burned in the pass.
You'd prefer to go against not a safety eventually.
but you go back and look. There has been several teams that run safeties against us, and but that the one guy out of the box. Somebody said most people think it's not a big deal. It's just one guy out there, but it is a big deal because it's now a numbers game. So no, I fully expect. We'll get at least 10 in the box in vicinity of the box. How's that?
Yeah.
But it's nothing that we're not used to, and I don't know that you could put a front in front of our offensive line that they have not practiced against. I mean, that's just something that we started doing last year because the year before we got put in a situation a couple times where a defensive front caused us issues.
Yeah.
And going into last season, I told Coach McGinnis and Coach Roberts, who run our scout team, I said, listen, you put whatever front you want in front of us, and you blitz however many guys you want to blitz, because we've got to be able to see it all, know it all, block it all.
Yeah.
And I credit to those two guys for putting our scout team guys in a position to make us better, and credit to our offensive line guys, because we do a lot of talking throughout practice and a lot of figuring out if they come on to something that they're not comfortable with, we'll stop it, we'll talk it out, and they learn it, and that's a big deal. The kids got to be able to see it and understand it, and they've done a really good job, and we're going to continue to see defenses that you don't see on very many Friday nights. But again, go back to what I said earlier with the scheme is Nicholas County has faced spread teams every week.
Yeah.
They've not faced a team that's taken a snap under center.
Yep.
And just the actions in the backfield, has it just has the ability to get your eyes wandering. You tell kids all the time, don't get caught up in the window dressing that's happening in the backfield. Get your key reads, but when it boils down to it, there's kids, and it's hard not to watch what's happening. And when you get caught watching what's happening, the ball's getting ready to go somewhere you don't think it's going.
Yeah.
So we got to go up play Friday night. I mean, Nicholas is a good team, and we're going to get their best shot, and their best shot's pretty good. So we're going to have to be prepared, and our guys have had a good week of practice, good week of preparation. Again, I feel like practice is one of our best things right now, and it's a reason we're playing better on Friday nights.
Obviously, the X's and O's part of it is something that you guys teach throughout the week, but as we said, going from last week to this week, the confidence that hopefully these kids have gained just in what we saw with the eye test, seeing them be aggressive defensively, setting that tone up front with those guys, and, of course, the linebackers filling the holes, reacting instead of thinking too much, and getting low on those big running backs. That gave me a lot of confidence that the guys are really starting to bring it together at the right time, because you get late in the season and you really are going to have to start reacting quickly if you're thinking about going into the next phase of football. But again, it's all about this Friday night. But you've certainly got a guy and some guys in the backfield that defensively you guys have got to just react to and get the good tackles on. Offensively, I think the line is doing such a wonderful job. They've really come to their own. Again, they've had now 7 games to see a bunch of defensive fronts and see those blitzers and be able to analyze that in real time. And so it just takes time to get guys molded together. And I feel like, at least I hope, things are starting to come together on both sides in that 3-4 weeks ago when we spoke off the air, you're like, man, we're still trying to figure it out. We're still
thinking too much instead of doing, and I'm starting to see less thinking, more reacting.
Yeah, I mean, when you think, you're behind. And that's what we've told our kids. You know, we've got to get to the point to where we're not thinking about what's happening. You see it, you react, and you're there. And I thought last week was a pretty big test, and we've kind of simplified it for them, you know, to try to take it all, the whole view out and say, hey, listen, this is where you need to focus at. And because we've been able to do that, then they've been able to kind of get a little, I don't want to say tunnel vision, but they've been able to focus in on a smaller portion of that window. But with each snap, they're able to broaden that just a little bit, if you know what I mean, to where they're able to see more and react to it and not have to think. So, again, you know, we talked about at the beginning of the season, we got some youth in there, youth in a position, not youth on the field. I mean, all those guys experienced. At the beginning of the year they were. Now we got some guys in there that haven't had that much experience, but you know, youthful in the positions, and you're starting to see a little bit of growing up, and
it's slowing down for them.
It is.
It's slowing down. They're catching their reads. They're seeing the game plan, and they're executing.
They are, and we're still not perfect. You know, we're still making mistakes. Not as plentiful as they were, you know, but every now and then you'll get a little hiccup, and that's fine. That's fine. It's teaching points, and you still need those as long as it doesn't break your back, you know. But Nicholas brings a good challenge Friday night, for sure, and their style of ball. I mean, they want to run the ball too. I mean, make no bones about it. That's what they want to do. They want to ride number 17 as far as they can take them. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, and I look forward to it. I mean, the guys prepared well, and again had a great practice this week, and just got to continue to try to do the things that we've been doing and be better at them.
Just hope we can cut that kid down like Paul Bunyan. My goodness. Anyways, lots of things going on. Coach, have you delivered any words of advice to your son as they're getting ready for the first round of the playoffs tomorrow night?
Not a lot. You know, those guys have obviously I've went and watched every game, and you know, I think they've had a great season, and they just got it's just another game. That's the biggest thing, and if I had to give any advice to them, that's what I would tell them. You know, don't go out there and think about, oh, the pressure's on because it's a playoff game. We got to do this, we got to do that. No, just go play your game. It's just another game. It's just the next one up, and don't make a big deal out of it in the moment. You know, you win it, it's a big deal, right? I mean, you get yourself into a championship, but don't overthink it right now. Go out there and play hard and do your assignment, and don't try to overdo things.
Having said that, John, I do believe I saw some things being thrown off the top of the press box roof, and some yelling and screaming that came through my earphones. I think that might have been Coach Burdett. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it was him.
I don't think it was.
It could have been a multitude of guys up there for sure.
A couple.
Listen, I'll take the yelling part, but I ain't throwing anything. I get fired up.
It's hard not to. It's hard not to. It's an intense ball game. Well, Coach, obviously another big opportunity for you guys coming up Friday night at home, 7:30 kick. Pregame coverage for us, 7:05 p.m. We hope people come out and enjoy themselves. We would love to pack the stands. It's getting later into the season where each and every game is so important. It helps if the fans are in the stands.
I'm glad you brought that up. Let me tell you what was said to me Friday night, just to put it out there. So as we walk across the field, shaking hands, and I get to Coach Dolan, and it's Scott's head coach, and we're talking, and he's complimenting our team very well. Gave some very, very good compliments after the game. But he said, Coach, let me ask you a question. I said, all right. He goes, what's going on? I said, what do you mean? He said, well, you guys played for a state championship last year. He said, and you've got one loss. He said, where's everybody at? I said, man, I said, tonight's, they got 2 different opportunities to watch on TV, whether it's WVRC or WCHS. Got the ability to watch it on TV. And he said, I figured you guys would be packed tonight. And I said, well, but I wanted to mention that. And I'm very proud of the crowd that we get on Friday nights, and they're loud, and they're very spiritful. But it would be a big deal to have a big crowd Friday night.
Yeah.
It's fall, it's chilly, okay. It's football weather, and that's what you're after. It's better than sitting there and burning up.
Yeah, and they have a lot of hot chocolate. Trust me, I heard from the wrestling boosters. They said, buddy, we sold a lot of coffee and a lot of hot chocolate last week. Come out.
Yeah. Listen, I don't know what's going to happen Friday night. Our guys are going to go play hard. I know that.
Yeah.
But we're 6-1, and I don't know. I added it up a little bit ago. It's still it really baffles me when you add it up. But I don't know. I think regular season, the last 4.5 years, this being year number 5, or something like 43-4.
Yeah.
How could you not get excited to come out and be a part of that and to help fuel what's happening?
Yep.
You know, it's whenever, and I mean ever, in the history of Roane County sports, Roane County. Let's go back. Just say Roane County football.
Mm-hmm.
Could a football team, Spencer, Walton, Roane County, say in a 4.5 year span, they're 43-4.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
crazy.
It's crazy.
And speaking of that as well, I love the new banners and things that are up top. That
that's a different touch.
I loved it. Walked in and noticed that first thing.
Yeah.
I love it. It just makes it pop.
It's a wonderful facility to watch a football game in, even if you're a casual fan. But we want the casual and the Rabbits. Let's bring them all out here on Friday night. Speaking of weather, going to be dry again on Friday night. Is that the expected?
It's going to be dry, but it is going to be slightly cooler than what we've been used to. I think.
Well, frost in the air Friday morning, I hear.
Yeah, I think they said Friday high. Maybe now it started out like mid 60s, and now they're low 50s. Friday for high.
What about tomorrow?
It's not much different. Yeah, it's going to be a chilly one tomorrow night as well. So,
well, if you're a fan
bundle
of
up.
football weather, then get yourselves out there.
Get
on
out
Friday
there.
night for football.
Listen, the louder we can be, the more those kids feed off of it. Now, me personally, I won't hear it, but the kids will.
They do.
They hear it.
They get fired up. They're the ones that are showing the emotion, coming off the field, trying to get the fans fired up. And that's, again, that's where you guys can come in and absolutely help out the whole cause. And here's the deal. If you're cold, the more people in the stands, the less wind, and it's a warmer
closer
body heat.
And we're doing a little 8th grade recruit night Friday night. That's something. We've done it before, but it's been quite a few years. Invited all those 8th grade guys that are playing up, and we're going to do a little something special for them after their practice. Give them drinks and something, and then we got a gift for them, and then they're actually going to be able to hang out in the locker room and see what happens in there before the game, and then go out during pregame and be with us and on the sideline during the game. So,
pretty excited.
Happy to have those guys. Yeah. Yep.
Hopefully, there's no scataboos in the locker room. I hear that guy goes nuts.
I don't know. We're close, but
we got a few guys, but nothing like him. We're not headbutting a wall or anything.
Oh, Coach, we wish you the best of luck again. Friday nights, people show up. You have 2 more guaranteed options this year at home. It's this one and it's next week. And so this week, why not make the trip out there? You may find out, if you haven't been to a game, just what this team can do. Hopefully they are able to perform, and they can use your help in screaming and cheering them on as they try to defeat Nicholas County and move to 7-1 on the season. Coach, thank you as always. I will see you up in the booth tomorrow evening. Speaking of that, John Penna, you get the last-ish word as usual.
As usual, yeah. So come out tomorrow and let's watch some more football at County Stadium. The Yellow Jackets in the first round of the playoffs taking on the Summersville Bears.
Top seeded
Yellow Jackets. Yep, 6-0 in the conference. Summersville, I believe, is in Nicholas. So you're going to get a chance to watch that. But that's the second time that's happened this year, by the way. Just happens to work out that way. So come support the Yellow Jackets, the future of the Raiders, and then come out and watch the big boys as they take on a tough competition. But I like what the team's doing here recently, man. We're really coming together.
100%. Got to thank, of course, Watson Nichols, our special guest earlier on here. Of course, thanks to Athletic Director Toby Ford. Thanks to Coach Paul Burdetts, and, of course, to John Penna. Thanks to Route 33 Steakhouse. They were swamped tonight, folks. And thanks to DW Excavating, our exclusive sponsor of the Raider Review each and every week.